It all began on the battlefield in Japan's feudal era. The samurai sword was among the core weapons used in combat. It was uniquely forged, not only as a precision weapon, but as an embodiment of the samurai spirit. This battlefield sword art was called kenjutsu. As battlefield combat came to an end, the skill of unsheathing the sword quickly to deal with immediate danger became more fashionable. This sword art was known as Iaijutsu. Many styles of classical Iai were developed, and each one had its own characteristics, but they were all classical systems. In fact, even in the same style, each master had his own way of performing technique, but of course the principles remain the same. One of the oldest styles in existence today is called Tenshin Shoden Katori Shinto Ryu.
Basically, Kenjutsu relates to the battlefield situations where the sword is already drawn. Iaijutsu refers to the quick-draw sword for sudden encounters. In Iaido, the emphasis is placed on the spiritual development through the training. However, Iaijutsu and Iaido are both made up of the four following components. Iai techniques are usually practiced in single form. However, in the classical styles, such training works towards the perfection of technique. The structure reflects the actual combat strategy, which slowly unfolds throughout the student's training. This is only taught when the student's ready to receive the teachings.
The names of the techniques can be translated in various ways. For example, Koranto is the 10th technique of Omori Ryu. It has a literal meaning. Ko means tiger, Ran means violence, and To means sword, but this is often translated as running tiger. Koranto has an alternative name of Oikaze, which means chase the wind. The interpretation often conveys the feeling and essence of the technique. However, there can also be a hidden meaning that's only passed on from master to student. In this case, the name of the technique is the key to the master's teaching. Many techniques have alternative names. The simplest answer is to follow your teacher's way, but be aware that variations exist. This DVD features the style called Muso Shinden Ryu, which has its roots in the system founded by Hayashizaki Jinsuke Shigenobu in the late 16th century. It was this master who developed a style of quick-draw swordsmanship that met the needs of that era. Muso Shinden Ryu is composed of Omori Ryu, Eishin Ryu, and Oku Iai. These are sometimes referred to as Shoden, Chuden, and Okuden respectively. Eishin Ryu was introduced by the 7th headmaster of the style, Hasegawa Kuranosuke Eishin. Omori Ryu was established within the system during the late 17th century by the 9th headmaster, Hayashi Rokudayu Morimasa. It was Nakayama Hakudo, the 16th headmaster, who brought Muso Shinden Ryu into the modern age, under the Shinomura-ha line of descendancy. Let's compare some techniques from the three styles within Muso Shinden Ryu. First, Master Kuroda demonstrates a technique from Omori Ryu, secondly from Eishin Ryu, then finally from Oku Iai. My training in Iaido began at the London Judo Society during the early 1960s. Towards the end of the 1960s, I travelled to Japan and was fortunate enough to be accepted as a student of noted swordmaster Ichitaro Kuroda, 8th Dan Jodo, 7th Dan Kendo, and 7th Dan Iaido. During the period from 1968 to 1970, I studied Muso Shinden Ryu under his guidance. I returned to Japan on various occasions after that to continue my studies. Also, I trained directly under Tomoaki Danzaki Sensei, 9th Dan Iaido, head of the All Japan Iaido Federation. Danzaki Sensei's skills were passed on to him by Master Nakayama Hakudo, and he remained his student until Master Hakudo passed away at the age of 89. At his Kenshukan dojo in Tokyo, Master Danzaki once told me that Iaido is the way to develop humanity through discipline.